So, for this reflection, I wanted to touch back on first the picture that I analyzed and wrote about, and then the research I did. So, for the picture, I chose to reflect on the picture of two young boys who are protesting African American kids going to their school. And my reaction to this is just, it's heartbreaking. These kids are so young and they're already filled with so much hate, and I'm sure they really don't know what they're saying and the imprint that they're making on the people around them that are being hurt by this. I'm sure it's something that they were taught from their parents and from other adults around them, and they assume it's right, they assume it's correct. And it's just sad to think that that was something that was taught. So that was my initial thought with that. And then I decided to do some more research into Ruby Bridges. Of course, she's someone that you learn about in your history class. But there were still some things that I did not know. One of them being that her mother is the only one that wanted her to go to that school. Her dad was worried about the dangers that would come with it, which I understand. I would feel the same way. And that was surprising to me because, like the dad, I think I would be too terrified to let it happen. But her mom wanted her to get the best education, so she pushed for it, which is understandable as well. Another thing that I wasn't fully aware of is to get into these schools, you'd have to take a test, and they would purposely make these tests very difficult to make it almost impossible for these African American kids to get into these all white schools. And they'd push back as much as they possibly can if they did pass this test, just to keep them out of the school for as long as possible. And it's sad to see that along with parents protesting them, they're bringing along their kids. They're like pulling their kids out of school so that they can protest her coming to their school. And it's heartbreaking to think this is something that happened, and also important that we remember this is something that happened to prevent anything like that from happening ever again.